Hi everyone and welcome to Cooking with Plants. Today I want to show you a gluten-free quinoa wrap. These are really easy to make. I make them all the time and I don't eat 100% gluten-free all the time, but I do find that gluten-free food digests a lot better for me. And I know a lot of people out there have celiac disease or they are avoiding gluten because again it helps with digestion. So I want to show you a really simple flatbread that you can make in just minutes, and all we're going to use is 2 ingredients for the base recipe, and then you can always add extra ingredients if you want to add different flavors. So what I'm actually using is half a cup of quinoa. So this hasn't been cooked and I haven't rinsed it off, but if you prefer to rinse it off and then use it, that's fine. But I'm just using half a cup of quinoa and I'm going to put it into my Tri-Best blender. So I've got my small cup that goes with the Tri-Best blender, and I'll link it below so you can check it out if you want to have a look at this blender. But I love using it because if you make smaller amounts of food or you're blending dressings, etc., it's really handy because of the small cup that comes with it. So all that said, I'm going to put half a cup of this quinoa into this cup. And then all I'm doing is adding half a cup of water. So the same amount of water as quinoa. So you can make more, you can make less, depending on how much you want on the day. And that's it. They're my 2 base ingredients. So now if you wanted to flavor it up, you could add, I love adding dried rosemary or dried herbs, or dried chives are really good in this. Sometimes I use a little bit of garlic in here. Whatever flavors you like, just go crazy, but absolute base recipe is just 1 part quinoa and 1 part water, and then just blend this up. So it's just so easy. I love this. Okay, give it a blend up. Okay, so this has been blending for about 30 seconds and it really takes no time at all. And you'll have a batter. It just looks like a thick pancake batter. And all you need is to line a baking tray with some parchment paper. So this is non-stick parchment paper. And I'm just going to use a silicone spatula, which I find is really handy because it just scrapes everything out of this container. And then you just put that onto here and shape it however big, however thick or thin you want it. Totally up to you. So that is about half of the batter. So this will make 2 serves with the size that I want. And depending on how long you end up baking this for, will depend on how crispy it gets. So if you want it thinner and you want it crispy and use it as crackers, then just make it thinner and bake it a little bit longer. But I'm just going to shape this into a round flatbread shape. And this is where the spatula, this silicone spatula, really makes it easy to do that. So you don't have to knead anything. I'm personally quite terrible when it comes to kneading dough, and baking in general, it's not really my forte. I prefer savory foods, and I'm not that much of a baked goods girl. But this is so easy that I don't even bother going to buy flatbread. So I love wraps, and this will be amazing with things like falafels, etc. And that's it. It's that easy. At this point you could even sprinkle over some extra fresh herbs or dried herbs, and then all you do is put this in the oven. I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees Celsius or approximately 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to put this in for 10 minutes and then flip it over for another 5, and it's done. How easy is that? That's quicker than going to the shops to buy some flatbread. So make it yourself. So pop it in the oven and let's wait 10 minutes. Okay, so my 10 minutes is up. I'm going to take this out of the oven and show you what it looks like. So because I made it quite thin on the edges, you can actually see it's starting to go quite crispy and brown. So this is what I was saying, the thinner you make it, the crispier it will go, and you can make this into crackers. So rather than having it as a flatbread, have it as crackers. But I'm going to now flip this over. And by using the non-stick parchment paper, it really does make this job really, really easy. So this is after 10 minutes. So just put it in for another 3 to 5 minutes and just cook it to the desired texture that you like. And then you can wrap things up. You can have it crispy. You can chop it up into little crackers, whatever you want to do. But now I'll pop this back in for another 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so this has been in for another 3 minutes. I don't want to keep it in there any longer because it's going quite crispy around the edges, and I want to actually use this as a wrap. So I don't want it to be crispy and crunchy. I want it to still be pliable and soft. Ooh, it's a little bit hot. But yeah, these are so quick and easy to make. Just one ingredient really, your quinoa. If you have your quinoa there, you can have flatbread in just 10 to 15 minutes and you're good to go. So even in the mornings, if you're jumping in the shower and getting ready for the day, just put one of these in. By the time you come out, you have a fresh wrap that you can use for your breakfast or use it for your lunch. It's just so quick to make. I love these, and yeah, I don't get store-bought wraps at all. I just make these. They're very simple. So give it a try and join me. I've got a link below for my newsletter. I'd love to have you on my newsletter and give you regular updates of all of my recipes, as well as other things that I'm doing and updates and courses and all sorts of things. So join me there, and I'd love to hear back from you too. If you make this, I want to see your photos. Join me on Instagram and Facebook, or email me what you've made and let me know how you go and how they work for you, because I love seeing your creations. I love seeing what you do with my recipes and how you incorporate them into your everyday life. So I hope you like this recipe. Give it a thumbs up if you do, and comment below. And I look forward to seeing you for the next recipe. Bye for now. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this video as a special little bonus. I actually wanted to show you how, if you make this batter a little bit thicker, you can actually turn this into a pizza base. So again, about 15 minutes of cooking as opposed to 10 for the thinner one, and you have a nice base. So cook it for 10 to 15 minutes, then top it with your usual pizza toppings, and it's good to go. So you have a gluten-free pizza base with literally one ingredient, quinoa. How good is that? So enjoy. I really hope you like this recipe, and I'll see you soon.